Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And in this video, I'm tuning my ranking every single Beatles song. I am now at number 96. I'm going to do four for this video, 96 through 93. So stay tuned and see what those are on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on kind of late afternoon here on a Wednesday, and bringing you four more Beatles songs on my ranking ranking all 213 I think Beatles songs I have on a list. I'm getting into the top 100 here. Still, once you get the top 100, these songs are so good. This isn't my, I put them in different tiers. This is my good Beatles songs, and I have one more tier which I call the great Beatles songs, which saying these are good, these are still like really, really good songs. I just had another group that I consider like the absolute greatest of all time. But yeah, these are just, listening back to these, I just really love these songs so much. And I was looking at them, I got three from Please Please Me. So I got a lot of early Beatles songs I really like. Two of them are cover songs here. But let's go with 96. Number 96 on my list is Hello, Goodbye. This came off the Magical Mystery Tour album, but at first was a single. It was a number one single in both the US and the UK, so a huge hit song. Did very well in both countries. Part of their, how many number one songs they had, 27, 28 number ones, I think. It's a Lennon McCartney song, though it's really mostly McCartney, I believe, really kind of wrote the song. Lennon probably had some input, but mostly McCartney. And it seems like McCartney was really just playing with the idea of contrasting words, hello and goodbye are two contrasting ideas, and you see that. So it's almost kind of a simple, lyrically written song in that way, as he just thought of different things like stop and go and stuff like that, but it works really well lyrically, I think, and flows really well. I don't know if it means anything except for, I guess, hello is maybe more positive and goodbye is more negative. So kind of contrasting two positive and negative words, I think. Because he says, you say goodbye, I say hello. So I think there's an idea of, I always want to be positive. I say hello. You say goodbye, which is more of a negative word, it seems like, in some sense. That's my take on it. But yeah, love the song. Overall, very catchy song, especially that chorus, you say goodbye, I say hello, hello, hello. Don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Like, I love all that. That's really great. Yeah, just catchy chorus there. Love the background vocals, kind of repeating what he's saying, what Paul's saying in the song. And then the guitar is really great. I love the lead guitar on the song overall. And it has one of the great kind of finishes where hello, and you think the song's over, because that's usually the way you end the song. It has a false finish there, because then it pauses for a little bit, and then hey la, hey oh la, and it goes into this kind of after part of the song. That's a really fun, upbeat, that goes on for a little bit longer. And the music video is really fun. I really enjoyed watching the music video of this, and they're dressed in the Sgt. Pepper outfits, and they kind of go kind of crazy at the end with the hey la. Anyway, so yeah, it's a really fun song. Number 96, Hello, Goodbye. Number 95 is a cover song called Anna, parentheses, Go to Him. This is off of their first album, Please Please Me, in the UK. In the US, it was introducing the Beatles on VJ, I believe, and then Capitol Records put out the early Beatles, so it was on there in the US. It was written by a guy named Arthur Alexander in 1962, so really around the time they were starting to, they signed up with Capitol Records, or with EMI, and they were starting to make albums and singles and all that, so it's kind of right when they were getting to be a big thing, I guess you can say. So it's interesting that they're coming up with, of course, cover songs for the first album, and this was a fairly recent cover song that they did to put on there. And like a lot of their cover songs seem like they come from, the late 50s, but this one just came out right around that same time that they were making the album, Please Please Me. And according to what I read on Wikipedia, Arthur wrote about a girlfriend named Anna, of course, obviously, who was being wooed by an ex-boyfriend who was rich. And so the idea is like, maybe you're better off going with your rich ex-boyfriend. And so it's almost this let go song of letting go of his girlfriend. In real life, he ended up marrying Anna, who became his wife, but then they eventually got divorced. So never didn't necessarily end in a happy way, but interesting song overall. Sung by John. But yeah, it's one of those hidden gem songs where off that first album, it's because it's a cover song, you don't think about it very much, and it's not one that's talked about much or played on the radio. But man, when I listen to the song, it's so good. It's one of my tops on that album. It's one you don't, like I said, maybe I'm the only one who thinks this, but yeah, it's a really, really good cover song. I don't remember if I've listened to the original. I usually try to, but I can't recall if I've heard the original at all. So usually I think the Beatles are usually better than the original, but I don't know much about the original song itself, how it's sung and all that. But yeah, I love John's vocals. I think what really puts it over the top is the way John sings the song. It's got a little passion to it, and I like the and bum 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 bum. I don't know, the melody's just really good. Go to him, and I love the backing vocals of John and Paul, or George and Paul after that. And yeah, it's got some good passion there. John was such a good vocalist on these early songs, I think. I really enjoyed what he did with it anyway. So yeah, number 95 is Anna, Go to Him. Number 94, another cover song. And I don't think I got too many more cover songs left. Usually cover songs are usually not at my top. I usually like the originals better. So, I mean, we're getting to me, some of my favorite cover songs of the Beatles did. This one is Baby, It's You, which also comes off the Please Please Me album in the UK, and introducing the Beatles, VJ, and early Beatles on Capitol Records in the US. This one's, surprisingly, I didn't realize it was written by, the music itself was written by Burt Bacharach, which to me is like one of the great songwriters. So that's cool that they covered something in Burt Bacharach. It was produced by Luther Dixon, and the lyrics are by someone named Mac David. So there's three individuals kind of involved with the writing of the song. As it was first recorded by the Shirelles in 1961, it was a big hit for the Shirelles. That's the one you probably know mostly. I think most people probably know the Shirelles version, of course, because that was kind of the original version of it. And it was a top 10 R&B hit for them. And it's a very good song. It's hard to say which one. I kind of go, I like the Beatles version. I really like the Beatles version, but the Shirelles version is also very good. I've heard most people say they like the Shirelles version better. In fact, Rich Strickler, I know I've heard him say this many times that he prefers the Shirelles version of the song. I think because it's the original, and so sometimes you kind of go for the original over the remake. I don't know, but the remake is very, very good. John, again, taking the lead vocals. Great lead vocals. Love what John does with the song. Puts a lot of passion into it. I love the sha-la-las. I don't know. I love good backing vocals and stuff like that. And this has one of the best ones for me. The sha-la-la-la-la. Like, I love that. Yeah, I love how John does he gets kind of loud and passionate with nobody, nobody, but baby, and then it gets soft there, baby, it's you, sha-la-la. Like, I love that transition through that whole chorus, from loud to soft to the sha-la-las. Works so well. It's an early 60s song, so it's a pretty recent song. Like I said, unlike their like late 50s cover songs that they did. And yeah, works really well. One of my favorite cover songs from the Beatles. 94, it's Baby, It's You. Last song I'm going to talk about, number 93, this might be a little low, actually. A lot of people probably have this a lot higher on their list, so I understand. At number 93, I have I Saw Her Standing There. I mean, let me say, it's an absolute classic. It's one of the Beatles, early Beatles. I mean, this is the first song on the first album, for goodness sakes. This is very early Beatles, and it's definitely one of the big classics that they came out with. That it was a huge hit and really defines the early Beatles in that first album. So I do kind of have a little bit low. I think lyrically, it's not one of my favorites, even though it has one of the most interesting lyrics. She was just, 17, if you know what I mean. It's always kind of a funny lyric every time you hear it, like, I don't know what you mean, Paul. What do you mean? Yeah, okay, she's 17. What does that mean? There's something more to that lyric that I don't get. And it's always weird because she's 17. Of course, it's talking about, I guess, high school days. But of course, as an adult and things, 17, that's it's kind of young. I don't want to think about 17-year-old. But yeah, so but it kind of goes back to that young innocent days. I think just wanting to dance with a girl, you know. And I remember those days being in high school, going to homecoming dances. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of playing off of that. But it's a great opener to Please Please Me. I mean, I recently got the album, and I have to admit, I really enjoy it. It's not like I says, I really like the songs. It's kind of low, maybe at 93, but if it's a perfect opener for the album. And I've heard, I think, Sam St. John, he always talks about it's his favorite opener to an album, or at least the favorite opener to a Beatles album, I think he said. And I totally get it. Like when you listen to the album and you hear that 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, bam, dinner, boom, bam, dinner. I mean, it was a great way to hit you with a nice rock song, nice early rock song, and it's a fun song to listen to. Nice catchy chorus there. I never dance with another. Ooh, when I saw her standing there, you know, yeah, great. And you have all the Beatles singing together, and Paul's doing some really great rock vocals there. It's definitely a Lennon McCartney song. I think they both had a lot to do with it. I think because Lennon or McCartney she was 17, she was no beauty queen, and then Lennon was one who said, let's change that to You Know What I Mean, you know, so he had a big part in that. McCartney probably started it, but Lennon definitely gave a lot of good input on there. It was also the B-side to I Want to Hold Your Hand in the US, which was like, wow, that's a great A-side, B-side. I mean, A-side is I Want to Hold Your Hand, which was the first #1 single in the US, and the B-side to that is I Saw You Standing There, which is, again, absolute classic at the time. One of their top songs at that moment. So yeah, I have to put it there. Number 93, I Saw Her Standing There. Yeah, so that's my 96 and 93 of my ranking the Beatles songs. Please comment. What do you think? Again, I'm sure you'll say I have that too low. But yeah, tell me what you think of those songs. Are they too high? Are they too low? They're in your top 100 if you would make one. Yeah, I'd love to read those comments, see what you think. And just thank you to everybody watching this video. Thank you for liking the video. And just thank you to all the subscribers for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a good day.